All right, y'all. Michael is still just offshore of Florida, and parts of the panhandle is flooding already, and it hasn't even made it to Florida yet. So, the devastation has already begun. Michael, they're anticipating, is going to make landfall at a category 4, which is, man, it is going to devastate Florida. Then it's supposed to travel over land into Georgia and into the Carolinas. And the Carolinas are already preparing for the worst. They are still underwater there. And they said areas are already badly flooded are going to be even worse. And the Carolinas had the bad mosquito outbreak that everybody's been talking about for well over the last 2 weeks now. And they're even anticipating that to get worse with this next round of rain on top of the flooding, because they're saying that there's 15 to 20 different species that can potentially hatch, at over 1 billion more mosquitoes down there. That is just crazy. I don't know about you, but I'm noticing all of these natural disasters hitting America has gotten far worse than it has been in previous years. I mean, when you start thinking about the wildfires, they're definitely worse. They are definitely worse. We have seen some monstrosities when it comes down to wildfires. And the hurricanes are definitely more intense. They dump a lot more water. It is really bad. And it seems like now America don't bounce back from these disasters as well as they used to in the past. So those of you that chose to stay in your homes in Florida, I pray for you. You know, it is not easy getting through a hurricane, much less one at a category 4. Category 4, there's not going to be too many things standing down there after this thing blows through. So I just hope that you're safe and your families are safe. But yeah, so the flooding has begun and the hurricane has not even, it's still a few more hours away before the hurricane reaches the panhandle. So Hurricane Michael just hours away from a catastrophic, unprecedented Florida panhandle. Big Ben, category 4 landfall. This is this is devastating. I'll just play a little bit of the video. So I just want you to see some of the flooding that's already there.
Sure, but we are already seeing a storm surge of over 3 feet in some places along Florida's coast. This is an early morning look at the surge in Apalachicola, and that storm surge could reach.
Okay, you see that, right? 3 feet of storm surge. 3 feet, and the hurricane is not even there yet. So you can imagine how much worse it's going to get at a category 4 slamming into the panhandle. This time around, my relatives don't live in this part of Florida. I don't think I have any people in this part, to be honest with you. They're more on the Jacksonville, Gainesville, over on that side, Opelika, Miami Beach, and down in South Miami. They're not in this part. But those of you that do have family in this part, I'll say a special prayer for them. Wow. Okay. Michael is expected to make landfall along Florida's northeastern Gulf Coast Wednesday. A Category 4 or stronger hurricane has never made landfall in the Panhandle. Catastrophic storm surge, which is already happening, 3 feet already. Millions of power outages, which is the norm. And rain flooding is also significant threat inland in the Carolinas. Okay. So I just want to look at this map down here. Yeah, this is going to be bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, another devastating hurricane hitting America. And it just seems like once we are in October, it's September and October, really, that's when the hurricane seems to be more intense as you get towards the end of the season. And that is pretty amazing. And it's been this way, it was this way last year, if many of you remember. It was the same thing. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell things are changing. Here in New Jersey, it is October and we are still in the 80s. We are still in the 80s. Normally, we would be 70 to 60 degrees during the day at this time. We are still in the 80s and people are still running their AC units. And it's going to be in the 80s today. So things are definitely changing weather-wise. You can see it. Now I'm also seeing reports that we're probably going to have a warmer than normal fall. Now, I don't know how true that is, but these are things that I'm just hearing. All right. So you can see the areas that are going to get hit. Wow. And I see a lot of this is in southeast Florida, Georgia, and I have family in southeast Georgia. I know where these places are, and they're in that area, so I hope they're going to be okay. I'll just give them a call a little later on and see how they're doing. But wow, there's a lot of devastation going on in the US these days. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Hurricane Michael, Category 4. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.